This football team is coming into our place. They're standing in our way.
Play fast right from the get-go, right from the opening gun. Tackle people, fly around.
If this doesn't light your fireman, the pilot lights out.
When we play, like we play when we play, nobody can beat us.
Breaks a tackle to the 10. Barry Sanders breaking 2 or 3 tackles. Holy mackerel.
Here's Elway, fakes to Davis, going back, going to the end zone. Sharp, touchdown.
How about that for an opening drive?
Keep the pressure on now. Keep the pressure on. Don't let up. Play your game. It's going to turn. There's a lot of time.
We're 7 points down. We're 1 play away from turning the thing around. 1 play.
Montgomery, 3 yards in the end zone. Has the punt block.
Whoa, open a door and many, here they come.
Yes, sir. You're talking about bomb after bomb after bomb.
2 of the best defenses in the National League, and both look like Swiss cheese at the moment.
Holy smokes, talk about putting it in your face. My goodness.
You're supposed to be a damn pro, man. That ain't pro football. Where's your damn competitive spirit?
Let's go, guys. We're going to knock their ass off.
Just like back in September, the Panthers stick it down the Niners' throats.
And in motion is Levens. Farm steps up in the pocket. He may try to run it in. He flips it into the end zone to Freeman. Touchdown, Green Bay.
And he has made the catch. How did he do it? How did he do it?
All aspects of the Packer game are kicking in.
Oh, boy.
He did it again. The man is magical.
Eddie George, big hole in the middle. 30, 25, 20. Goodbye, Eddie George.
And the Kansas City defense does it again. Junior Sam comes up with a huge play. I can't believe it.
What an unbelievable, incredible, stupendous finish.
This would be miraculous. This would be miraculous.
Clock at 29 and counting. Elway drops straight back. Fires to the end zone. Ball tipped in the air. And McCaffrey, touchdown!
The Broncos have clinched the AFC West title.
The Jaguars playoffs hopes may indeed rest on this play. There's the snap. The placement, the kick is up. It's on the way. And it's no good. It's no good. It's no good. Morgan still missed. And the Jaguars are going to the playoffs.
Congratulations. I couldn't be more proud of this team. But we're not done yet, right?
But the thing that you all want is a championship. That's what everything we've come together for is to win a championship.
Unbelievable game by Steve Young. One of the courageous games I've ever seen in a pro football player's career. For him to do that is just the stuff of legends.
At the 30-35, Curtis at the 45. He's going to go all the way. Curtis Martin breaks it all the way.
It's over, baby! I love it!
The Jaguars are going to the championship game.
The Panthers have done it. The king is dead.
We need to go back outside and thank our fans, because if we're not there, baby, we might be right now.
We're going to the frozen tundra.
The final road to Super Bowl 31 runs right through here.
And you're betting with a hole that you can drive a truck to the Super Bowl through.
Here's Brett Favre back to throw. He looks out of time going to the end zone. There's Dorsey Levens. Touchdown, Dorsey. It's a touchdown. And on Curtis left side. Touchdown. Big Ravens.
Now we're back to throw. Looking, fires end zone.
Intercepted by Willie Clay.
The Patriots are the American Football Conference champions. The Patriots are going to the Super Bowl.
And the Packers have won it. We are on our way. The whole state to the city of New Orleans.
In 1996, the proven stars of the NFL were slowly edged out of the spotlight. 5 of the league's top 10 rated quarterbacks were under 30. And a new wave of young running backs, Terrell Davis, Curtis Martin, and Eddie George, made their mark. Still, some of the game's established superstars enjoyed moments of greatness. Marcus Allen passed Walter Payton to become the league's all-time leader in rushing touchdowns. And Barry Sanders, he gained over 1,000 yards for a record-setting 8th consecutive season. Now, Allen and Sanders demonstrated that despite this changing of the guard in 1996, the dominant players and teams of this decade still helped shape the personality of this season.
It seemed tabloid TV showed more Cowboys highlights than ESPN. But this team's toughest trials took place on the field. The Cowboys were plagued by suspensions and injuries and looked especially vulnerable in losing 3 of their first 4 games.
A great example of just snatching defeat from the jaws of victory out there today.
Their power had eroded, but their pride had not, and they rebounded to win 9 of their last 12 games.
Let's lay on the line for each other. Let's play full quarter. Let's go out here and play hard with enthusiasm and some spirit.
The NFC's second-ranked defense set the tempo. Displaying the heart of a champion, the Cowboys battled to their 5th straight NFC East title. In Buffalo, another premier team of the 90s also struggled as veteran Jim Kelly threw a career-low 14 touchdown passes and was one of the league's most intercepted quarterbacks.
Kelly's back to pass, he's looking, he fires, and it is intercepted. Terrell Buckley has it. He's at the 20, the 30, the 40, he's gone. Terrell Buckley is going to go. He's gone, he's stuck.
To realize that if you can't get it done, I don't care what position you're playing, whether it's quarterback, running back, receiver, line, defense, special teams. If you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing out there, maybe move on to something else. Either get it done or get out there and let Todd take over.
Second-year backup Todd Collins engineered the season's longest play.
Downfield ball, down there, and it is caught right with early. And he gets up and runs to the 40.
Collins' potential pointed to something once unthinkable in Buffalo, a future without Jim Kelly. But on the final game of the regular season, Kelly was in command when the Bills needed a win to clinch a playoff berth. In a do-or-die situation, he threw for 2 scores.
He looks, he throws, touchdown! Touchdown! It is caught by Quinn Ewing!
What may have been Jim Kelly's last hurrah sounded in a year when seasoned signal callers had to confront the ravages of time.
I've had the 70s, 80s, and 90s. I don't think I'll make it to the next one.
After 3 decades as a starting quarterback, Warren Moon lost his job to Brad Johnson, who led the Vikings to the playoffs.
Back goes Johnson, scrambling left, looking downfield, lobs it down to Chris Carter. Caught! Touchdown, Vikings!
While one era ended in Minnesota, another changed course in Miami.
Let's get a drive going, man. Let's get a drive going and score some damn points. Need a touchdown.
Dan Marino was handing off to a 1,000-yard rookie rusher, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And for the game's all-time passer, it was a year of adjustment.
Come here. Well, I run. I'm too old. I run to the end zone. At least say, congratulations, baby. Good job.
That's the way to operate, Danny.
Just fade stop over there with the combination.
I ain't never been part of this where you can take it down the field that fast.
Yeah.
Nice job. Nice job.
A broken ankle sidelined Marino for 3 weeks. But at age 35, he never stopped fighting.
I was thrown to the back there. Keith Byers, right there. No, I was throwing to Keith Byers.
Hit 60.
Yeah, but I'm not trying to hit him. I'm trying to throw the
down only. Okay.
Yeah, right now, ain't no loss of down. We need all the downs we can get.
Damn!
It was a year of living dangerously, especially for the 49ers.
It's going to be rough, bro. We're going to have a very interesting season.
For Steve Young, this season gave new meaning to the term hard sell.
People keep asking me, how does it feel to be Steve Young? Frankly, it hurts. Nasty game.
2 concussions, 2 broken ribs, and a pulled hamstring could not prevent Young from winning his 5th passing title.
My ribs are so bad, I kind of toss it like a shot put.
Young's valiant effort led the 49ers to the playoffs for the 5th straight year.
Unbelievable game by Steve Young, one of the courageous games I've ever seen in a pro football player's career. For him to do that, to get the winning score.
While Young was a profile in courage, Denver's John Elway had a season where he seemed capable of controlling just about everything.
Huh? It's gonna rain. You know, you live here, you know, tell me. I would say no.
In 1996, the forecast called for more Elway magic.
All right, let's go. Be alert for the tip. Need a tip ball's what we need. Well, he gets you in this situation. It's a bitch. Hey, we need it in there. We need to get in the end zone, all right?
Clock at 29 and counting. Elway fires into the end zone. Ball's tipped in the air and on. McCaffrey, touchdown! And how do you like those Broncos? I got a kid who says.
Denver had an improved defense and the league's best running game. But at age 36, Elway was still the Broncos' driving force.
Roll these out. Right, John. Best quarterback in the league.
Number 7 led the Broncos to the AFC's best record and a division title, while adding another milestone to his illustrious career.
Okay, before we talk, this game ball goes to the guy that today just managed to win more football games than any other quarterback in the history of the game, John Elway.
Way to go, defense.
As the winds of change swirled through the 1996 season, a lot of head coaches felt the sting. For one thing, player turnover made it tough for coaches to build a winner. Pittsburgh lost more key players than any other team, yet Bill Cowher's Steelers still managed to earn a playoff berth. Others weren't as successful. Head coaches were expected to win instantly with new players, and many of those players were not easy to coach.
Today's NFL player is high profile, a product of free agency and freedom of expression.
Oh, I'm looking sexy, as you can see.
He is self-assured, sheltered, and sensitive.
Just want a little love. Sit down. Just want a little love. That's all. Just want a little love.
When they get a load of me. We're here to chew bubble gum and kick ass. We're all out of bubble gum.
We'll take the ball. If they win the toss, you know you got your earring in? Yeah, that's all right. We'll take the ball. I like a fight.
Trying to build a team gets tougher each season for the embattled head coach. In 1996, this already demanding position became even more difficult.
I don't know, but they look bigger than we do.
How can they compete? Is that what they say? I don't know how they can compete.
For every fleeting celebration, there were long afternoons of torment.
Happy birthday to you.
For every moment of camaraderie, there were lonely hours of doubt. And all this before the game even started.
Okay, come on. Let's just play football.
Use your head. I thought you went to damn Stanford.
The ball comes loose again.
It squirts out of there.
Jailbreak, jailbreak.
Watch the damn ball!
Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse, Mickey Mouse.
Spins around, falls down, fumbles the ball.
A sense of foreboding filled the air. For head coaches, changes of fortune could be measured by the millisecond.
What is this? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Stay up for tackling! Get that damn ball!
He's got a man at the 50, to the 40, fumbles the football. Seahawks have come up.
Lee, known as a fumbler, he fumbles right there.
Where'd that guy come from?
At the 15, it's knocked out of his hand.
20, he fumbles the football. And the Jets are going to lose the ball to Biles into the end zone. It is almost recovered by the Colts. They dive on it. I think the Jets have got it for a touchback.
Expansion teams were making the playoffs, and high expectations were frustrating even the most respected coaches.
We couldn't do diddly poo offensively. We couldn't complete a pass. We sucked. The second half, we sucked. We couldn't stop the run. Every time they got the ball, they went down and got points. We got our ass totally kicked in the second half. That's what it boiled down to. It was a horse performance in the second half. Horse. I'm totally embarrassed and totally ashamed. Coaching did a horrible job. The players did a horrible job. We got our ass kicked in that second half. It sucked. It stunk. That's as simple as I can tell you. They kicked our ass.
The more coaches tried to control their destiny, the more fate wearing stripes intervened.
Anything but a penalty.
What the hell is this penalty? This is a long one.
Defensive guy jumped.
No, their back moved. They're grabbing our tight end down the middle. The quarterback is head bobbing, Jerry. It's here, here, here. Here, here, here.
No way! No way!
That's a lot of garbage.
Oh, come on.
You guys are so full of crap. That was horrible.
And I'm done talking to you about it. I ain't saying another word.
1996 found unique ways to drive coaches crazy.
All down to the end zone. By Sir Purr, yes. Very nice. Somehow he ended up in the end zone after that play was over.
The play was ruled dead in the end zone. The mascot came on the field and touched the ball. Touchback. First down, Pittsburgh.
For every success, there was a shock. The 49ers' George Seifert resigned with the highest winning percentage in league history. Every coach was looking over his shoulder. No one was safe. In the end, 10 head coaches, 1/3 of the fraternity, would be gone.
We've called you here this morning to make the announcement that I've asked Dave to step aside as head coach.
You know, you tell me that that football team that went out there Sunday to San Francisco wasn't ready to win a football game, I'd call you a liar.
I'm gracious. Look like you're going to a funeral. Dan Reeves will not be retained in 1997 as a head coach.
What do you mean I'm fired? What's the deal?
Do I like the NFL experience being fired aside, huh?
I was not fired. I'm not quitting.
Some people have called me today with their condolences. And, you know, it's like I got my hands crossed and I'm laying on my back and a flower sticking up.
And this team is very close to being a very, very good football team. Thank you very much. I'm not going to answer any questions. Thank you.
Bill Parcells kept his job, but he wasn't pleased. New England had not been an easy fit for his tough guy persona.
We got a crisis every 15 minutes.
What is it?
Matt Barr's got a little flu. Tell him to throw up on his own time. Well, he don't have to play, Doc. All he's got to do is kick.
Is Terry Glenn still hurt?
Well, he missed again today, so we'll see. She's making progress, yeah, I think.
Patriot fans are just as blunt as their coach.
Say hello to my friends over there, will you? They think that's going to affect us.
In November, the Patriots stumbled at home against the Broncos and fell from contention.
They better do something or I'm going to be on the field the second half.
Send the cheerleaders out to play for ya! Don't leave! Come back! Come back! Come back!
I called the president. President, we need a National Guard. We need as many men as you can spare because we are killing the Patriots. So call the dogs off. Send the National Guard, please. They need emergency help. Please help these folks. They're coming. Help is on the way.
Help for New England arrived in the form of Curtis Martin, who rushed for 14 touchdowns. Drew Bledsoe threw for over 4,000 yards, many to rookie Terry Glenn. He caught 90 passes. The defense gave up just 73 points in the final 7 games, and Patriot fans had a change of heart. In the final regular season game, New England came from 22 points down to beat the Giants and clinch a bye in the playoffs. Then, with a surreal shroud over Foxborough Stadium, New England made the favored Pittsburgh Steelers simply disappear.
They beat our ass. Y'all probably all unemployed.
Parcells was still employed, but his future was hazy, like every other head coach, on the rocky road to Super Bowl 31.
Until this year, no expansion team had ever posted a winning record in its second season. But both the Panthers and Jaguars were not only winners, they made it to their conference title games. One key to the Panthers' success was their flawless play at Ericsson Stadium, where they finished undefeated.
From the beginning, their bite was as bad as their bark. In Week 4, unbeaten Carolina stunned San Francisco.
Fires over the middle, Walls, juggling catch, touchdown!
All we do is win. We're not pretty, we just win.
Ironically, the Panthers' first loss came against the Jaguars, who had a tough time beating anyone early in the season.
If they can score, Jaguars win. If they can't, we're going to overtime. And it is caught.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, he is shy.
Oh, my goodness.
He is shy.
In New England, they gave new meaning to the longest yard.
Time expires.
They have no timeout.
In St. Louis, they ran out of time.
And the game is over. It's over. It's over. We didn't get the snap out.
I don't know how it gets much worse.
Despite a 4-7 start, the Jaguars were far from dead, thanks to a cool Cheshire Cat at quarterback. Mark Brunell took every snap for Jacksonville. And played every down as if he'd never take another.
Brunell is on the run. He's back at the 40-yard line under pressure, has to avoid, and now turn and launch it downfield. And a leaping attempt is made, but it's batted away and into the arms of Jimmy Smith. Touchdown!
Brunell became the first player in 33 years to lead quarterbacks in rushing and passing yards.
Long into the end zone, Jimmy Smith racing down. Smith makes the catch on the carom. Touchdown!
We didn't want to, but we had to make it interesting. Story of our lives.
Pull another one out. We ain't quitting. We ain't quitting.
While the Jaguars' fantastic finishes exhausted some of their 9 lives, the Panthers were young cats led by some old dogs who were taught new tricks.
Forces a fumble. Panthers pick it up, and the defense has another touchdown.
Employing a zone blitz scheme, the NFL's oldest defense registered a league-high 60 sacks and yielded just 56 second-half points in 16 games.
Banks to throw. Has time. Pumps. Fumbles the ball. Picked up by Kevin Green. It'll be a sprint to the goal. Green to the 40.
By December, the Panthers were ready to challenge San Francisco for the division title. For Carolina, the showdown was a war of the worlds. For San Francisco, it was a war of words.
Every now and then we got challenges that step up. Every now and then.
6-1 in the house.
You know where the king lives. They know where we live.
Oh, y'all ain't number 4. That's what I think about y'all. Let them continue to do the talking. We're going to kick that ass. You let them talk.
Collins looking to throw again. Floats it in the left corner. Walls, diving catch, touchdown! And just like back in September, the Panthers stick it down the Niners' throats.
Before the game, the Niners lost their heads. After it, they lost their crown.
Hey, I'm so proud of all you guys, man. We came in here and we did something no one thought we were gonna do.
All right, sir.
But we did with conviction, baby. Let it go. Feels good, though. Feels real good.
What you did today is you gained a lot of respect around the country. We got a group of guys here committed to doing something special.
A victory over Pittsburgh gave the Panthers 7 straight wins and a division title.
What is it? Intercepted! Panthers have it! The Carolina Panthers have won the NFC West.
This is family in here! Hey, this is family in here! Let's go! We did it together! Everybody's one together! Hey, who's on this thing? Who's on? Who's on? Dr. Brown on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Like Carolina, Jacksonville set its sights on the playoffs.
It is time. It is time for us to rise up. Remember, we will not and cannot be denied.
Considering how often they had been knocked down, that didn't seem possible. But somehow, the Jaguars rose from the dead to win their last 5 games and hung on for dear life in the season finale.
The Jaguars' playoffs hopes rest on this play. There's the snap. The placement. The kick is up. It's on the way. It's no good. And the Jaguars are going to the playoffs.
And we got an opportunity now to do something about this playoff thing. And we're not gonna be just happy to be in here now. We're in this thing to win.
These Jaguars been talking a lot of noise. Act like they've been in the league for about 10, 12 years. Just as quick as they got in, as quick as they got to get their ass out.
There's the snap, the handoff. Natron wants to cut it up, waits patiently, breaks a tackle. He's at the 30. Natron, 25-20. He's gone.
Holy smokes! Talk about putting it in your face.
Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Keep on pushing, keep on moving. Keep destiny, 96 destiny, baby. Yeah, it's destiny.
This will be a 45-yard field goal to give Jacksonville the lead. And it hit the upright and went through.
The Jaguars! Yeah, Jaguars! Now they know who we are, Jay.
We're for real. Time to prove it. Time to prove it.
In Denver, Natron Means continued his explosive running. Means Demolition Derby wore down Denver.
Running right, Natron stops now, comes back to the near side. He's got the touchdown.
Mark Brunell's stray cat strut set up the game-winning score.
Back to throw, pressure coming. He's jumping out to the near side. Pump action, cuts across the 50, breaks a tackle at the 45. He's at the 40. Mark Brunell running to the far sideline, turns the corner, 35-30, down to the 25. Mark Brunell with a masterful run, and the clock continues to run.
Wow, my gosh.
Unbelievable. Touchdown, Jaguars! Touchdown, Jaguars! Nobody gave him a shot last week. Nobody gave him a shot this week. Jaguars have done the improbable.
You keep believing, you keep fighting your butts off, you find a way to win. And we are in the AFC Championship game.
15 months ago, the Carolina Panthers were still looking for their first regular season NFL victory. This afternoon, they play host to their first ever playoff game. And to be the best, they'll have to beat the best, the defending Super Bowl champion Dallas Cowboys.
The game began with David versus Goliath.
Green's got it! Touchdown!
It ended with the fall of Troy.
Hickman in the pocket. There he goes again, downfield, and the ball is intercepted! Terrell got it at the 40, and Terrell did it!
They didn't believe. two most powerful words that this team has working for it, belief and trust, man. Those are two powerful words.
You got Panthers and Jaguars still playing. Who would have thought that?
1996, the year of the cat in the NFL.
During 1996, pro football's past and future intersected in Green Bay, Wisconsin. While the Packers have kept pace with the game's evolution, they also remind us of a time when teams formed a close bond with their communities. The citizens of Green Bay call it Titletown, USA. And this season, a proud old tradition took on new meaning.
The seasons come and go, but in the magical space of Lambeau Field, it still seems to be 1967.
Starr begins the count, takes the snap, he has the quarterback sneak. The Green Bay Packers are going to be world champions for the third straight year.
Time hasn't touched this piece of football heaven, where the spirits never die. The 1996 Packers would have made Vince Lombardi proud. At the start of the season, they set their sights on the Super Bowl, and they went on to dominate the NFL as they had 30 years ago. They became the first team since the undefeated 1972 Dolphins to score the most points in the league while giving up the fewest.
Hey, that's the way to unload on him now. Keep hitting him.
Their number one ranked defense tied for the NFC lead in takeaways, while their special teams were ignited by a cast-off receiver who found new life as a return man. No player in history returned punts for more yardage in a season than the reborn Desmond Howard.
He's down the sidelines, and he's going to go touchdown. Desmond Howard, and all aspects of the Packer game are kicking in.
That's the way we play football in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
The way they played was different. And the way the Packers embraced their fans made them America's new darlings, equally at home among cheeseheads or heads of state. And their leader was another country boy who once again earned the popular vote.
MVP! MVP! MVP!
Quarterback Brett Favre became only the second player in history to be named the league's most valuable player in back-to-back seasons. But he still played like a little kid in a Mississippi schoolyard.
Here's Brett Favre on the roll to the right, looking now, goes back to the left. He can run. No, he's still with the ball. And he is caught from behind, got away. Still, the touchdown. Holy cow.
On the ball! All right, come on, knock their ass off. 92 counter, halfback away on one. Ready? We need two. Let's go. Blue, 58 to the... Brett!
Brett Favre, short drop, wants to come up. Wide open. Freeman touchdown on another perfect pass by Brett Favre.
Favre led the NFL with 39 touchdown passes, but he couldn't lead his receivers out of danger.
Oh, no!
At midseason, Coach Mike Holmgren lost leading pass catcher Robert Brooks for the year and number 2 receiver Antonio Freeman for 4 games.
Freeman's out of the game. He broke his arm. So now we just go with our regular guys on Paul's regular stuff, okay? Make the adjustments, Gil, for the receivers. We've got new people in there, but they just got to play.
Without their main targets, the Packers stumbled to 2 straight defeats, including a loss to the Cowboys. And many questioned whether Green Bay could recover for a title run.
We need to play for one another because we're out here busting our butts together. If we do that, guys, at the end, it's all out.
Let's go, baby! Let's go, yeah!
The Packers met the challenge and won their last 5 games to assure that the road to the Super Bowl would go through Lambeau Field.
There's no quit, and when it looked bleakest at the end there, we came back, made plays, and we got it done. You play as a team, man, all year, all year.
I love you, man.
Congratulations, I couldn't be more proud of this team, but we're not done yet, right? Let's go, let's go.
Desmond Howard back at the 30, the 29. He comes up the middle, 35, to the 40, on his feet to the 45, outside midfield, to the 45. Touchdown, and
In elements that rekindled memories of past championships, the Packers reawakened the spirits of Lambeau Field.
Well, if the ghost of Bart Starr's around, this will be some kind of play action pass.
The Packers have got it going now. You're looking at a great football team right now. The Packers are so strong at the moment. I think he's gone. To the 20, to the 15, 10, 5, and a touchdown.
I couldn't be more proud of you. Congratulations. But I've told you all along, if you stay together, keep working hard, stay together, it's a team, you can do it.
In a world of change, time is frozen in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where the past and present become one.
While 1996 provided a look at the changing face of the NFL, the season still came down to 4 teams playing 2 games for that one chance to become a champion.
Welcome to Lambeau Field, and it is the NFC Championship game. The tradition-bound Green Bay Packers against the upstart Carolina Panthers.
Freezing, frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. Well, that's what you want to be. Yeah, they ain't come to get nothing today. Shut them straight down. Straight down.
Good afternoon, everyone. The final road to Super Bowl 31 runs right through here. Foxborough Stadium, Route 1, Foxborough, Massachusetts.
Goes immediately to the team that falls behind. And a blitz coming, quick pass, intercepted by Sam Mills at the 5. Oh, Sam Mills, this guy has been the leader of this defense, and he makes the biggest play of the ball game so far. The Packers do not seem to be quite in sync.
Collins at the Green Bay 3-yard line. Play action, Collins looking to throw. Wide open, Howard Griffith, touchdown, Carolina!
Everybody awake now! Everybody awake now! Let's go!
27 degrees with a 30-mile-an-hour wind makes it feel like 0 here in Foxborough.
High snap, he hauls it down. He's going to run, he's going to be tackled at the 4-yard line.
Oh, you don't want to see that.
Martin, the tailback in the odd. Bledsoe calling signal, 2nd and goal. And off Curtis, left side. Touchdown, Patriots!
This is a battle among men down on the field right now.
Cold men.
Cold men. And the handoff to the deep back, Dorsey Levens. First down outside to the 40, to the 45. Foot race. A foot race.
Switched on the afterburners. Looks like he had jets coming out of his heel.
Brett Favre's going to get a hot hand somewhere in this ball game. He started slow before. Here's Brett Favre back to throw. He looks hot at time going to the end zone. There's Dorsey Levens. Touchdown, Dorsey. Dorsey went up with the defender, brought it down, and the Packers have scored. Brett Favre kind of getting into this game now. I kind of look for him to get a touchdown here. And a perfect throw by Brett Favre.
And for the first time this afternoon, the Green Bay Packers have the lead.
Get down there and get after your ass.
They're pulling away.
Tackle now, tackle.
Play action. Bledsoe standing, turning, throwing, and the ball is tipped and intercepted.
This is a pretty sloppy game so far. There hasn't been a lot of momentum from either team.
Man, come on, you got to capitalize on that.
Bledsoe never got his hands on the ball.
Chris Hudson loses the ball and New England gets new life. Strange things brewing here.
Pats leading 13-6.
Come on, Patriots! Come on, 30 more minutes! That's all it takes!
This is where we got to make the stand. Show the Packers what the Panther defense is made out of.
2nd and 6. Deep drop. It's a screen to the near sideline. Levens. He's taking it upfield. 35-40. Gets a block. He could go.
Dorsey Levens is having a career game.
Well, you're not kidding. Long drives and big yardage and big chunks against the Panthers defense. We haven't seen this happen against anyone else, but Green Bay is that kind of a football team. I just ordered a hurricane.
Come on, Edgar. Come on, Edgar.
The defense needs to come up big here.
Red waits. Here is a play action fake handoff. Second guy. Bennett touchdown. Walks into the end zone. Edgar Bennett with a hole on the right side that you can drive a truck to the Super Bowl through.
Panthers are history.
Let's go, man. We came too far. Let's go.
That's what this team needs right now. A play by Mark Rennell. Mark is back to throw. With time, fires it in the end zone.
Intercepted by Willie Clay. Oh, my goodness. Humongous interception.
Man, we've waited a long time, folks. We have waited. And warm up the bus, folks. We're about to go south.
Trailing by just a touchdown.
Hold on to your hats.
Stewart, the running back. It's an eye back. Brunel on a draw to James Stewart. Coming up the middle at the 40, 45. Heading down, fumble. Patriots have it. It's picked up by Otis Smith. He's going to go all the way. Touchdown! 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 Otis Smith! And the Patriots lead 19-6.
It is all over, and the Packers are on their way to New Orleans for Super Bowl 31.
The Patriots are the American Football Conference champions. The Patriots are going to the Super Bowl.
On the road to the Super Bowl, only 2 teams remain. Now, they compete for a prize that only one can win.
Now, this is a special moment.
Let it go, baby. Let it go.
I'm proud of all of you. You're awesome this year. And you were a great team. That's what it's all about, and you did it.